Alright guys, I know we got cut off because class is just never long enough, so I just want to make sure that I clarify some things before I send you off to do your homework this weekend. So just a quick refresher of this first page. So with our parabola, we know that it can either open up or down or left or right, just depending on which term is the square term. So if you have cy squared, as you do in this first example here, if you have a positive c, then your parabola is opening to the right. If you have a negative c, you're opening to the left. If you have an ax squared term, and you have a positive a, then my parabola is opening up. If you have a negative a, it's opening down. So we already kind of clarified that, talked about that. The next slide we had all figured out already. We had h comma k is my, oops, that's not what I meant to write, is the center, vertex of the parabola. We rewrote in vertex form. We did all this finding the intercepts. So 0, 5, 5, 0. We had what, y minus 8 equals negative 2, x minus 3 squared. Now we also had the axis of symmetry, anyway, which is at x equals 3. We had a y-intercept of 0, negative 10. We talked about the shortcut for the vertex, negative b over 2a, all that. So that was all the review stuff. And then the challenge came when we started talking about the directrix and the focus. So if you take a look at the focus point or the focus and the directrix, now you only have one because it's a parabola, and so basically the deal is that any point on the parabola is going to have the sum of the distance from the focus to the parabola point and the directrix parabola point is going to be equal to any other sum of distances for any points on your parabola. So your directrix is found by doing d equals 1 over 4a. So for this first example, y equals 2x squared, my a is 2. So how do I find my directrix? D equals 1 over 4 times 2, or 1/8. Basically what that means is that your directrix is 1/8 of a unit away from the vertex. Now, since it's a parabola that's opening up, your directrix would be perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. So here's my axis of symmetry. And it's going to be 1/8 of a unit away, but it's going to be on the outside. So it would look like this. And your focus point is going to be 1/8 away from the vertex inside the parabola, and it's going to be on the axis of symmetry. And so if you were to look at a point on this parabola, say this point, and measure the distance here and here, that would be the same distance as if I went from another point on the parabola here to here. If I added those distances, they would be the same. So that's sort of your deal with the focus point and the directrix. So if I look at another example, the next slide changes this up. Just I have a equation for a parabola, and the reason that it's different is that you have the y squared term instead of the x squared term. So if I were to rewrite this in vertex form, 2y squared minus 12y, I'm going to move the x and the 11 over to the other side of the equal sign. So it will become positive x, negative 11. Factor out my 2, y squared minus 6y, plus half of 6 is 3, squared is 9. So now on the right-hand side, I'm adding 18, since 2 times 9 is 18. So I have 2 y minus 3 squared equals y plus 7. So now it may freak people out a little bit, because when we looked at the up down, with the ax squared term, the squared term was after. So if you want to rewrite it, x plus 7 equals 2 y minus 3 squared, that's fine. Whatever makes you happy is fine with me. So how is this different? Well, it's different because the vertex is still found in the same way, but you've got to keep in mind that this is the guy with the x term. So when you're looking at this vertex, it's negative 7 for the x, and then 3 for your y. This is a parabola that's opening to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So it'll be opening like this. So now if you look here, your axis of symmetry is now a horizontal line instead. So now my directrix is a vertical line, and it is still 1/8 of the way, because if you look here, you have an A of 2. So your D equals 1 over 4 times 2. T equals 1 over 8. So where is my line for my directrix? It's 1/8 to the left, and my focus point is 1/8 to the right. So if you look, this is at -7, so my directrix is a line at x equals -7 and 1/8, and my focus point is at -6 and 7/8, comma 3. Here's another example for you. You guys can work through this, check this out, so on and so forth, and then here is your homework. So I just didn't want to leave you hanging with, you know, the class sort of unfinished and the lesson sort of unfinished. So it's not a whole lot more, but at least it's something to get you going and hopefully give you a guide for the weekend. And shoot me an email if there's any further issues. See you Monday. Bye.